scab for the bosses, don't listen to their lies. Us poor folks haven't got a chance unless we organize. Which side are you
I'm actually
on?
horny for my
Which
computer.
side are you on?
the feminine urge to fuck your computer.
Fuck your computer. Yeah, I'm aroused. Every time I open it, I'm aroused.
Wow. Yeah. No, I mean, I can understand that. It is.
Yeah.
I mean, just for the listeners at home, it's rose gold.
It's rose gold.
It's really nice.
It's very pretty.
It's just sleek.
It's
Yeah, it is.
slick.
It's a sexual experience. Yeah, it's slick. It's wet.
Tight. New
Yeah.
laptop goofing.
Merry Christmas. Merry Crimmy.
Merry
to everybody.
Crimmy. Happy New Year.
Mhm.
His
Sorry.
Nizzy Yeasley.
Sorry. I guess I'm not really that sorry about not having an episode because we live in trying times.
Yeah, exactly.
As everybody knows. So
Exactly.
we were being safe.
Exactly.
And you should be proud of us for that.
Exactly. Yeah, I did have COVID, but I'm good. I'm fine. I recovered very quickly and easily, thanks vaccines. And yeah, I mean, it sucked because it was literally Christmas Eve morning. I tested positive, and I was like, well, fuck. But my sister also had COVID, so I hung out with her. It was actually all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's nice. Yeah, I remember. And because you had said yesterday that like there's really no way I could have even had COVID from you because of how early it was.
But if we had met last Monday, you for sure would have gotten it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah, I had to like run around like crazy on Christmas Eve to get a test.
I know.
Which was okay. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
The stress of running around was alleviated once I got the negative test result, and I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause I had.
And again, in hindsight, you would have been fine. But
True.
I was freaking out about it, so I didn't consider that part.
Facts.
But anyway, so there's the breakdown of I had COVID.
True.
And I'm fine now.
And this is also a podcast?
This is a podcast that we do. This isn't just us discussing how my last week and a half was.
True, but I think that's what the listeners really come for.
No, it is
the week discussion.
They don't care about like the actual content of the pod. They just they come for the intro and then turn it off. Immediately.
I wonder how long it has to play for it to like count as a listen. You know,
right? Yeah.
As long as you listen to as long as it takes to bring our listener number up, then. Do whatever you want at that point.
I guess, yeah.
I think you should stick around.
You should be missing out on some good content.
I also can't tell you what to do. I'm not your dad.
True. Thank God.
Thank God. Oh, yeah.
I'm Phoebe.
I am Taylor.
And this is Remarks Podcast.
Remarks. We're talking about some things today.
We're talking about some stuff. We're talking about some shitty ass people.
Some dudes.
classic us talking
blokes
about
being lads.
Blokes being lads. Talking about some fucking douchebags.
Truly. Yeah, so we're gonna be talking about some right wingers. I think this would be a really fun I don't know if series is the right thing because I don't know if we would make like a whole thing like Art of the Revolution or whatever, but
yeah, but like a little something to pepper in.
Yeah, pepper in, like we can keep going, like we'll keep doing right wing motherfuckers, like bios on them basically.
For sure, yeah, I'm into
and just how lame they are.
Yeah,
and right out of the gate, Phoebe's starting with a fucking grand slam, right? the I don't know,
creme de la creme.
The creme de la creme of right wing conspiracy theorists.
Yeah.
And I'm just talking about a Canadian dude who sucks.
A Canadian dude. Yeah, well, should I kick us off then?
Please do.
All right. Well, it's everybody, you know him, you love him, you've probably heard him yell some ludicrous things.
You've probably seen a video of him with not wearing a shirt.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. This is the worst of Alex Jones ranked. So, today I'm going to do like a countdown of sorts. So I'm going to rank Alex Jones's offenses leading up to his absolute worst.
Okay. I like it. Like a tier list.
Exactly.
Tier list.
Like a BuzzFeed listicle.
Exactly. A listicle of all the insane shit Alex Jones has done. Yeah. Okay, I'm here for it.
Or like MTV countdown of like your favorite music videos, but it's Alex Jones being a complete fuckhead.
Just being the most unhinged man.
He's so insane.
It's honestly like concerning.
You know it is.
Like
I don't think he's mentally all right.
Not at all.
Yeah.
He's definitely not.
He's not.
And he's definitely on some kind of substance most of the time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Probably speed.
Speed. A good mix of like speed, cocaine, I'm sure he throws some alcohol in there.
Oh,
like,
yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's talk about how insane he is. So, for the lucky few of you who do not know who Alex Jones is, congratulations, and allow me to introduce him. So, Alex Jones is a alt-right conspiracy theorist famous for his radio show, The Alex Jones Show, and his website, InfoWars, which y'all have probably heard of.
InfoWars.
Yeah. So, I love it so much. Alex got started in the radio business on a show called The Final Edition that aired on a radio station in Texas, but he was fired for having too conservative of views, and it made that hard to promote the listenership of the show.
That's fair. Yeah. I mean, he definitely has a niche, and he's carved it for himself. But
somehow, fucking trailblazer.
Yeah.
So it was because of this firing that he was inspired to start The Alex Jones Show. The popularity of The Alex Jones Show really took off in 2001 after the World Trade Center attacks on September 11th. Jones became the leader of the 9/11 Truthers movement, and this is really when his conspiracy-based audience was built. Now, obviously, I myself have some serious weight. I give myself some serious weight to the whole Bush did 9/11 conspiracy. However, the way that Alex Jones had taken it was in a very, like, New World Order, cabal, I hate Jewish people kind of way.
Yeah.
Which, like, my 9/11 conspiracies are more like the government is evil and the government needed a good reason to bomb the shit out of Iraq and Afghanistan type beat. But I digress.
I don't think you digress. I think you just gress, yeah.
So Alex Jones's conspiracy daddy career begins to take off, as does...
Sorry, what?
Conspiracy daddy.
Good old conspiracy daddy, yeah. I don't know. He also sounds terrible. It sounds like... You know, like men, like dads, if you will, that just
sure.
like that way they sound fathers after they eat like too much like steak. That's how Alex Jones sounds all the time.
It's so true.
Sorry to interrupt. I just had to get that off my chest.
No, it's so true. He does that thing of where like dads are reading the newspaper in the morning and they're like,
yeah,
like he does that all the time.
Those gross fucking sounds.
It's just like dad sounds.
Yeah, he just makes dad sounds nonstop.
He does. If your dad was like off a fucking speedball of fucking cocaine. Right. So, his conspiracy daddy career takes off, as does his website InfoWars, which is probably where you've heard of him before and where we get a lot of really great one-liners from him. So InfoWars is one of the places where you can find and stream The Alex Jones Show. You can find multiple videos of Alex Jones ranting about pretty much whatever is pissing him off at the moment. And then you can find articles from other writers for InfoWars and endless ads for dietary supplements.
Oh, yeah. And gold and shit.
Yeah.
It's like
it's
gold.
Really fucking like knives, like survival knives.
Yeah, it's again, it's the niche. It's the niche of people that like will always think the world is ending, so will always be buying tactical gear, even though that's like, at what point have you bought enough tactical gear? Like,
and also like I feel like sometimes people just like put the word tactical in front of something and tack an extra like $40.
True.
It's like tactical machete, and it's like, well, it's just a machete, really.
It's just a normal machete. Yeah, like I bought my machete at Walmart.
Yeah.
And it was $15.
Right. And it will
sick.
cut anything just as good as a tactical one would.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. So now that you have a bit of an overview of who Alex Jones is, alt-right conspiracy theorist, fake news spreader, guy who likes to yell, let's start our little countdown of some of the worst shit Alex Jones has ever done. Note that all of this shit is bad and arguably maybe can't be ranked. And also note that it is ridiculously hard to choose between all of Jones's asinine behaviors. So if y'all have a personal fave, comment your favorite crazy Alex Jones story.
Please do. If you down in the comments below, what's the most insane shit you've heard Alex Jones say? Oh, God.
So clocking in at number 4, we have a little bit of a combo with Alex Jones' anti-vax rhetoric and COVID misinformation.
Whoop, whoop. Yeah.
Whoop. So Alex has always been a staunch vaccine hater and has been responsible for fear-mongering around pretty much any vaccine ever, and has spread pretty much any conspiracy theory associated with vaccines, but is well known for his ideas about the HPV vaccine, the idea that vaccines cause autism, and of course his hatred for the COVID vaccine.
All real and not complete bullshit
all
things.
Just safe and science.
So. Safe and science.
Science.
That's what we say in the biz. We say it's safe and it's also science. Yeah.
So Jones has been extremely critical of the HPV vaccine. He's claimed that it is life-ruining and that it is being pushed on young girls. The HPV vaccine, which of course helps prevent human papillomavirus infection, which then that can turn into cervical cancer, has been instrumental in improving the lives of young women everywhere. Or I should say young people with vaginas everywhere. On the InfoWars website, there was a video by Owen Schroyer, who is a reporter for InfoWars, heavy air quotes. There's a video of him yelling about the devastating effects of the HPV vaccine. He shows a clip of young women having seizures, losing the ability to walk, or struggling to talk. And Owen rants about how these young women are being chemically lobotomized. And he says, quote, "I am not a slave. You cannot force me to inject my kid with this poison. This is sick."
Oof.
And then he continues on, "Fuck you if you're going to sit here and watch a video of young girls literally convulsing because of a vaccine that you say is safe and effective. Fuck you. You're disgusting."
Jesus Christ, man.
So that's fun.
Very articulate, elegant man. Truly,
yes. Like, just has a way with words, quite honestly.
Well, and that's like all the shit with like vaccine scares. It's always like, because again, like you're putting something in your body, like everybody's body's different. People can have reactions to vaccines. But with all of these anti-vax people, they look at the, 2 cases of people having a bad reaction and ignore the thousands of people who are now safer from this vaccination.
Who now won't get fucking cervical cancer.
Yeah, exactly.
Which also literally the videos of those girls like convulsing and not being able to walk and stuff was not, it had nothing to do with the HPV vaccine. It wasn't a video of people just having an HPV. It was literally just a video of like girls convulsing
for
a completely separate reason. So love to just lie on the internet for no reason.
I mean, it's like, I feel like we've talked about this before, but what's true hasn't mattered for years at this point. And nothing ever it arguably has never mattered.
True, honestly. Yeah. Honestly. So Jones has also pushed the narrative that vaccines cause autism. He attempted to back up these claims by having Andrew Wakefield on his show and calling him a trailblazer, a hero, and a pioneer. Andrew Wakefield is a defunct British physician, an anti-vax activist, and a big giant piece of shit.
And bad.
And a real bad dude.
And not good.
He's most famous for a controversial paper that he published in The Lancet, that claimed, with no scientific evidence to back it up, that the MMR vaccine, the vaccination that is a combination of measles, mumps, and rubella, had been linked to autism in 12 children. However, not only is this just straight up not true, but what Wakefield was citing in his paper was a report from 8 out of 12 parents that their children had been exhibiting behavioral symptoms 2 weeks following their MMR vaccines. Prior to the publishing of this paper, Wakefield held a press conference where he asked for the halting of MMR vaccines until more research could be done, which is, pretty funny because the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccines had all already existed, and scientists had just found a way to, combine all 3 into one vaccine so your child could be safe from all those deadly viruses faster. But no, let's for sure do more research.
Yeah, I mean, because, science science is bad.
How can you really prove
exactly
science?
How can
right?
how can you Science is just really at the core of it. Science is just Earth fan fiction, and that's the stance I'm taking. Yeah. And I think that's the stance that we here at Remarks take is science, Earth fan fiction.
Science, fake.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Jones hosts this pioneer of misinformation on his show and also claims that Sesame Street, adding the new character Julia, who is a Muppet with autism, was the media's way of normalizing autism so that people would get more vaccines. Also, adding Julia to the Sesame Street crew is the media's way of normalizing autism, which is something that should be done because autism is normal.
Because people have autism.
Like, a lot of people have it, and it's a normal thing.
Yeah, no, and
so
my, I don't think he would care. My brother has, he's, like, high-functioning autistic, and he talks about it all the time. He's like, my autism isn't like necessarily a disease, like it's just how my brain works.
Exactly. It's not a disease and it's not a side effect of anything. It's just a brain working in a way that is different than what like we've been conditioned to think brains should function like.
Exactly. He's like it's just how I am.
Yeah. And I mean, same thing with ADHD. Like so many ADHD symptoms are very similar to like autism symptoms.
It's true.
ADHD is extremely fucking common.
Yeah.
Anyway, we don't need to get into all of that right now.
It's a lot, but
it's very frustrating and so fucking ableist and shitty to spread this idea. And I want to fight Alex Jones in the street.
Well, and it's, again, sorry to dwell on it more, but it's just like that classic thing of like, you know, okay, so like you choose to not get your kid vaccinated for these diseases that likely, if they got them, would kill them.
Yep.
And it's like, is having a kid with autism worse than having a dead child?
Exactly.
Like, what are you saying?
Exactly,
right? Like,
yeah. Or a kid who's gonna probably suffer like severe symptoms from like getting fucking measles or whatever, like who will probably suffer for their life for having this disease that should be fucking eradicated.
There's a reason why a lot of babies used to die before modern medicine, and there's a reason why not as many do now.
Yep. So anyway, on to part 2 of spot number 4, Alex Jones and his incessant spreading of COVID misinformation. So remember me mentioning the dietary supplements for sale on InfoWars, Taylor?
Classic.
Well, InfoWars was also a host to a myriad of COVID-preventing products. Gels and toothpaste, supplements, and a range of other products, all containing, drumroll please, colloidal silver.
Oh, it's the same stuff.
Yep.
Oh my god.
That the fucking girl from the cult was doing.
Yeah, the Love Has Won, right?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm losing my mind.
I know. Everybody's fucking all up on the goddamn.
This goes all the way to the top.
It goes all the way to the top.
Oh no.
Oh no. Yeah. Which as if y'all will remember from the Love Has Won cult, she died because A, taking too much colloidal silver, B, didn't go to the hospital for taking too much colloidal silver.
Also, she was fucking blue.
She was blue.
If you saw that picture on her Instagram,
horrifying.
She was blue, and that was the scariest shit I've ever seen in my entire life. I watch horror movies on the regular, and that was the scariest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah. Right, so with colloidal silver, they were being sold on InfoWars with Jones's stamp of approval, claiming that they would, quote, boost your immune system and were, quote, on record taking out viruses and bacteria. Whatever that means.
Yeah, taking out.
Taking out on a date?
Yeah.
Cute.
On a date with a sniper. You know.
Colloidal silver just on the roof of the fucking White House.
The assassination attempt.
You know who else will take you out from the roof of a White House with a sniper rifle?
Or potentially on a date. Your dealer's choice, really. Is it the Fine Advertisers?
It is Anchor podcast distributing app.
True. The one advertiser we have.
One single advertiser.
Sick. Well, I can't wait.
Let's hear from them.
Let's hear from them.
Ads. We're back.
We are back.
What up? Over the weekend, I went out, and then I was trying to go dancing, and we got to the club that we were gonna go to, and literally it was 8:30, which I guess is kind of early, but usually there's something going on. There was literally 5 people there playing bingo.
Yeah, at the gay bar.
Yeah, and we were like, okay, I mean, we'll hang out and
honestly
play some bingo, I guess.
I was gonna say 5 people playing bingo sounds like my kind of night.
I mean, we had fun.
5 people bingo at the gay bar.
Yeah.
That's
It
honestly.
was fun. It was
sounds
fun.
pretty lit, actually.
It was pretty lit. It was pretty
B5,
litty.
bitch.
Bitch. Yeah, I didn't win at all. I didn't even get a single fucking.
Really?
No, I had bunk ass cards. I feel like.
Yeah, they must. That it was rigged. I bet.
I think it was specifically against me.
Yeah, the gay bar was a little homophobic. Anyway. Anywho.
So we're just talking about Alex Jones selling weird shit on his website. A lot of them having colloidal silver and saying that they will boost your immune system and are on record to taking out viruses and bacteria. So these products, on top of multiple videos on InfoWars spouting false information about coronavirus, actually prompted the FDA to send a warning letter to Alex Jones, asking him to stop posting these videos and to stop promoting these products. And you can actually find and read the warning letter that the FDA sent to Alex, and it's kind of fucking hilarious, because they quote the videos in the letter of oh, this is what you said, that was false statement, and it's coronavirus is doing this and this. It's just
Jesus Christ.
It's on an official letter, and it's this insane
a
fucking
government
quote.
document.
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious. Yeah, that's the kind of shit yeah, I love that shit when a government agent has to sit there and type out a letter, specifically quoting Alex Jones or whoever the fuck it is, and you're just that poor intern that wrote that letter.
He's what am I listening to right now?
The fuck?
Is this guy okay?
But also, government, I will do that job. I will gladly.
Yeah.
I
if
know.
You need someone?
Yeah, please hit me up.
Hit us up.
I know so much about the internet.
Yeah, Taylor, that would be a great position for you.
That's what I'm saying.
If you had to work any kind of government position, that would be the one.
Yeah. No, yeah, for sure.
So Alex Jones, of course, is blatantly against the COVID vaccine, and he has claimed that the vaccine will kill you, and that it was responsible for the deaths of multiple animals during trial, which is not true at all. All of this is untrue, obviously, and I would argue to say that the vaccine was instrumental in my quick and easy recovery from COVID. So thanks, science.
True. Thank you, science.
Hooray.
And it was probably instrumental in the fact that I haven't gotten COVID yet.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I'm stoked about.
Yeah.
And, Alex Jones just sucks.
He does suck.
Also, listen to our episode about public health that we did with your sister.
Yes.
I think it was our 4th episode. You should go listen to that if you haven't. It's a good one.
Absolutely. I just realized I said the number wrong. Anyway, that whole thing, that was number 5. Now we have number 4.
Ah, sick.
Not that it matters all that much. But anyway, okay. So next on our countdown of horror at number 4, we have Alex Jones claiming that the yogurt company Chobani was importing migrant rapists and spreading tuberculosis.
Whoo.
Which is a fucking doozy.
That is a doozy.
Bro, what?
Yeah.
What do you have against this yogurt company, and why?
Chobani, dude. When I walk upstairs and see my roommate Bonnie, that's what I say. Chobani.
Chobani.
Sorry, that was a dumb joke. Anyway.
I liked it. So Chobani has a factory in Twin Falls, Idaho that employs refugees, which is a very kind and helpful business practice. And Alex Jones posted, air quotes again, reports on InfoWars that this factory was connected to a case of sexual assault of a minor in 2016. And it was also claiming that somehow this factory and its refugee workers were responsible for the rise in tuberculosis cases. Again, of course, both of these claims are 100% unfounded, and honestly, I'm not too sure how he decided to come up with that connection at all. But In a long line of lawsuits filed against Jones, Chobani also filed one for defamation and false statements against the company.
Which is true. He
did
make false statements.
Yes.
That is not a false statement.
Correct statement. That was a false statement. Jones defended the InfoWars videos and articles, saying that these stories had, quote, been all over mainstream news. Okay. Sure,
show
Jones.
me. Yeah,
exactly.
Show me, Alex. Where did you see them over mainstream news?
All over. Just all. That's where.
Everywhere. Yeah, no. It's they're coming out of your socks. They're everywhere. Yeah.
So he actually reached out to InfoWars fans, asking them for financial support during this difficult time for him. Which,
nope. That's so predatory.
Don't do that.
And also, okay, fuck Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Literally, the man's a fucking millionaire. Like,
yeah.
He does not need to ask for people's money. Like,
no.
That's so frustrating.
You can literally just settle with Chobani and
fuck that
fucking
dude.
move on.
True.
So he said, when asking for this financial support, he said, quote, "We will defeat these people. This is my fight. This is your fight. This is our fight." Sorry, against a bunch of authoritarian, globalist, third world populations allied with the global elite who are totally cold-blooded.
Okay, yeah, and
Alex!
Yeah, and that's another thing. Okay, just the whole argument doesn't make any sense. It's like, okay, so these refugee workers
for a yogurt company
are partnered with the globalists who, in your theories, are keeping developing countries developing, like keeping them from, developing. Yeah. Like, what are you fucking talking about, dude? It's just, and he just doesn't like that they hire refugee workers.
He's just racist.
He's just a racist guy, Just a good old racist dude.
Yeah. So he eventually folds, and he removed the slanderous statements from the InfoWars website, stating at the end of a long and unrelated broadcast, quote, "During the week of April 10th, 2017, certain statements were made on the InfoWars Twitter feed and YouTube channel regarding Chobani LLC that I now understand to be wrong. The tweets and video have now been retracted and will not be reposted. On behalf of InfoWars, I regret that we mischaracterized Chobani, its employees, and the people of Twin Falls, Idaho the way we did." Okay, so you're completely shifting blame and acting like InfoWars just like posted this on its own, and it wasn't literally from your personal mouth.
Yeah. Also, that's the most fucking my lawyer made me say this sentence I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah. Certain statements were made that I now understand to be wrong.
Fucking lawyer talk right there.
God. Which again, this was like just, at one of his long rambling fucking things he always posts, and at the end he was like, "Oh, by the way, what I said was fucking not true. Sorry."
Yeah, sorry.
So, stupid.
Anyway.
Insane. So number 3 on our tour to Alex Jones, we have Alex Jones participating in the January 6th Capitol riot. Yeah!
That good old fascist insurgency.
Oh, yeah.
We love it.
Yeah. All right. So, Alex Jones has been a longtime supporter of Trump and had been outspoken about conspiracies surrounding the 2020 election leading up to it. But it was when states started actually calling their vote counts that things really heated up for Alex. So on November 5th, 2020, Alex showed up at a protest in Arizona that was being hosted outside of the Maricopa County Tabulation and Election Center and riled up the crowd, telling them that the election was being stolen. Quote, "The world is watching the example of Arizona. The president is watching the example. You're not gonna let him steal this." Post-election results, he continued to spread lies that the election had been stolen and posted multiple videos and articles on InfoWars. As far as Jones's involvement in the actual planning of the riot, I'm not sure, but on January 5th, 2020, Jones was seen in Freedom Plaza in Washington, D.C., riling up a crowd of Trumpers and telling them, quote, "We have only begun to resist the globalists," again with the globalists, "we have only begun our fight against their tyranny. They have tried to steal this election in front of everyone. I don't know how this is all going to end, but if they want to fight, they better believe they've got one." Cool.
And again, it's the same shit that all right-wing people do. Literally every right-wing person I ever met. It's always like, You know, it's always like this really obscure, vague fight against an obscure, vague group of people. Like, whether it's like we're fighting against... Yeah, so whether it's like the globalists or the feminists or the gay agenda, again, I feel like as progressive, we know who we're fighting against, whether it's like police brutality or the systems of racism in America.
Right.
It's like name one... Like, name what you're actually...
Yeah.
Who are you fighting?
Yeah.
Who's the globalist?
Who is the globalist?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, yeah, I want to fight Joe Biden. I want to fight fucking the
Kamala
SLCPD.
Harris.
I want to fight fucking... Like, yeah. But, like, say who it is. Say who you're mad at, Alex.
Because, and again, they never will, because if they say who the globalists, quote-unquote, are, like, who's actually the problem, it's going to be fucking Donald Trump. It's going to be...
Yep.
Literally all of the people that they say that they actually support. Like, it's fucking stupid.
And it's just easier for people to, like, buy into that as well. Like, I feel like it's, like, on the, like, same beat as, like, horoscopes, where it kind of says something, like, relatively vague or whatever, that you're like, oh, I vibe with that. And it's, like, the same thing where it's just like, oh, it doesn't, like, if you like Hillary Clinton, but you also love what, like, Alex Jones has to say or whatever, you can just be like, oh, well, it's globalist.
Yeah,
so
it's
fuck
just,
the
it's
globalists.
the other globalists. Yeah, you know. Yeah.
So on January 6th, 2020, just before the Capitol riot started, Jones was recorded soapboxing to a group of insurgents preparing them to storm. Quote, "We declare 1776 against the New World Order. We need to understand we're under attack, and we need to understand this is 21st century warfare and get on a war footing. We're here to take our rightful country back peacefully because we're not globalists, not Antifa criminals. So let's start marching, and I salute you all." What does any of that mean?
None of it means anything. Honestly, you just said you were fascist criminals, technically. So.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like... I don't know, yeah. And that's also another funny thing. It's like you're so anti-Antifa, which I think just makes you fascist, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. If you're not anti-fascist, you are pro-fascist?
Yeah.
Profa?
Profa, yeah. Oh, I love it.
And I'm like, what do you mean you're declaring 1776? What does that fucking mean?
I'm not sure.
It's like fucking Michael Scott when he comes out and he's like, I declare bankruptcy. You're just like, I declare 1776. So
yeah,
sorry.
I'm sure it has something to do with like founding father country revolution, but again, like it doesn't really mean anything. Like,
yeah. So Jones begins leading the group towards the Capitol, shouting through a bullhorn, quote, "We're not Antifa. We're not BLM. You're amazing. I love you. Let's march around the other side, and let's not fight the police and give the system what they want. We are peaceful, and we won this election. As much as I love seeing the Trump flags flying over this, we need to not have confrontation with the police. They're going to make that the story. I'm going to march to the other side where we have a stage where we can speak and occupy peacefully." Which it was not peaceful at all, and they actually killed the police officer. So, you know.
Yeah. No, and
cool.
that's, yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So he led a section of the riot with bullhorn in hand, marching them around the Capitol, and then joining the rest of the crowd at the entrance of the Capitol. Yeah. So also just like real quick, do you ever sometimes just think about how there was an alt-right insurgency of the Capitol of the United States literally this time last year, and then they broke into the Capitol building and literally killed people, and like nothing ever really happened with that, and like it's just kind of this thing that happened and everyone was like, damn, that's crazy, and then just kind of like moved on?
Yeah, no, I think about it regularly, to be honest with you. I also like, it's just wild to me that like we live in the most insane times ever, that like that was just like a thing that happened and everybody's like, oh yeah, that was crazy, huh?
That's like that's literally like basically verbatim what I said next. Like, it's actually insane that the world that we're living in has reached such a wild level of insanity that a breach of our country's Capitol building by alt-right fascist insurgents had to be brushed off because there was like way too much other fucking stuff going on to worry about it.
It's so weird. Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, and I don't know. It's because realistically, they committed treason.
Yes,
like, that was treason.
Genuinely, yes. For all of you fucking Infowars dick suckers who are always talking about treason and how bad treason is. Y'all did a treason.
You
so
committed
congrats.
treason. Yeah.
Congratulations.
You did the thing that you don't like. So good.
Yeah. It makes me feel crazy sometimes. Like,
yeah.
I'm just like, I have like flashbacks to like watching that happen with my own 2 eyeballs. And then like a week later, it was like, oh, so 15,000 other people died of COVID, and like this and this and this other 18 other really horrible things are going on that you now need to worry about. And it's like, well, fuck.
Yeah. It's awful.
What's happening?
And I think I've talked about this before, but like, at this point, I hate reading COVID news. Like, I can't stand it. It's so depressing. Like, it is. I've read so much of it for the past year that I'm just like, I just need to not think about it.
No, you have to, because otherwise, like, you will just,
you'll spiral.
Yes, I will, and I have. Like, I can't even, like, I don't want to know what the new case counts is. I don't want to know what the new death counts is. And I'm not being ignorant. This is self-preservation at this point. It's
self-care,
Yeah, straight up. Oh, God. All right. So, I for sure fucked up the countdown, but it doesn't matter. So, the moment you've all been waiting for, number 1 on our list today, the most fucked up thing Alex Jones has ever done. Drum roll. Fuck. I scrolled. Alex Jones claiming that the Sandy Hook Elementary School shootings were a hoax.
Oh, yes. This is definitely the number 1 spot. Yeah, this one's awful.
Worst. He's so evil. God damn it.
Yeah.
Alex Jones spread fake news stories on InfoWars claiming that the shootings at Sandy Hook Elementary School in Connecticut, which resulted in the deaths of 20 first graders and 6 adult school staff members, was a hoax created by the Obama administration in an attempt to push people to advocate for gun control.
Yep.
What the fuck?
And, and just, like, blatantly called, like, grieving parents, like, liars and actors.
He said that the families of the killed children were actors who were in on the hoax.
It's just monstrous.
It's
just
like,
the worst thing anyone could do.
You are an evil person.
Like, I fucking hate you, dude. Like,
I want to physically fight you. Yeah. You're a horrible person. Yeah, I hope you suffer greatly.
I feel like we could probably all kind of assume that Alex Jones was on the incitement of violence list, but like he's for sure on it now, if not.
Yeah. So obviously that's already bad enough, but then on top of that, his rants about this were so passionate that many of his followers started harassing the families in public, at vigil events for the killed children.
Oh my God.
Online, and then even sent letters or made phone calls to these families' personal homes threatening them.
Yeah, because the right loves to fucking dox people.
Yep. Families of children who were brutally murdered in a school shooting.
Murdered, yeah.
What is wrong with you? Yeah, like, you have that. There's something. You're sick. Like, you're a sick person. You need to go spend some time in, like, a mental hospital to figure out why you feel the need to attack people whose children were murdered.
Yeah.
Just you know, take some fucking Prozac or something. I don't know.
Yeah, pop a fucking Xanny bar and chill the fuck out, dude. Like, oh my God.
Jesus Christ. So the family of Noah Posner, who was the youngest child killed in the shooting, they were the first to sue Alex Jones after enduring endless harassment from InfoWars followers. The family had to move 10 times since the shooting due to InfoWars followers doxing them time and time again. The Posner family has not even been able to visit Noah's grave since the funeral because of the alt-right jackasses who would troll around the graves waiting for the families.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Still? Like, to this? Or when was that?
As far as whenever the last article I looked at, which was
probably like, I don't know.
A few years after. So, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Hopefully it's not a thing anymore.
Yeah, hopefully they can visit their son's grave. Oh my God.
But, like, it followed for, like, years, a while. Yeah. And,
I can't even fucking imagine.
Yeah, and again, they had to move 10 separate times.
That's like, please leave these poor people alone. Oh my God.
So what if they're actors? Let's say you're fucking right, which obviously you're not. But so let's say they are. So why then do you feel the need to attack somebody who's acting at somebody's grave? Like, regardless of what it is, like, I feel that cemeteries are kind of a, a safe, sacred space where you don't do asinine fucking shit.
Please, be respectful. You're in a fucking cemetery.
Regardless of what you believe, even if it's all fucking made up, this is a cemetery.
Yeah.
There are grieving people here. Don't be a jackass.
I can't imagine, how, fucking, I don't know, because in my mind, if I was, in this space where I was like, oh, maybe this was fake or whatever.
Yeah.
If I believe that.
Sure.
I would just have this crippling fear that oh, what if it's not fake?
Yeah.
And I'm
look
harassing
like the biggest asshole in the world.
Yeah, and I'm harassing a family whose child just died. But you I guess these people are just so sure that it's fake. It's
right.
Fuck you, dude.
To the extent where you're showing up at the grave of the deceased child and harassing the family members when they go to grieve their child who was murdered.
Please fuck off.
What?
Please fuck off.
Oh my god, it's
promptly.
Just so fucking Jesus Christ. Anyway.
Yeah.
So a total of 8 families who had lost children in the Sandy Hook shooting sued Alex for defamation, and thank God he was found liable. He made a comment on one of his broadcasts following the ruling saying, quote, "We need to defend all of our speech rights to say whatever it is we wish. That's the First Amendment." I don't know. If the First Amendment still applies when you are saying that the murder of 20 first graders is a hoax and that the families who lost their literal children in possibly the most traumatic way possible are actors, something about that feels like maybe it shouldn't be covered by the First Amendment.
And that's the thing is why do we have a defamation legal proceeding?
Right.
It's because you can literally fuck people's lives up when you have a big enough platform if you say false information about them. So it's I guess you can say First Amendment all you want, blah 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 blah. But it's again, defamation isn't free speech.
Yes. And
hate speech isn't free speech.
The fucking First Amendment exists so that you can be I think that what Joe Biden does isn't good, and then you're not getting murdered for it. That's what the First Amendment does.
That's literally what it does.
And especially when you are so bold-faced and outraged about these claims that you drive your followers to straight up harassment of families who lost their children. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but I think that there should be a line somewhere, and maybe that line can start at calling the mass murder of literal children a hoax created by Obama.
Absolutely. Oh my god, yeah. And God, it's just awful, and I hope that everybody who was involved in that gets beat up.
Same.
They get their asses kicked.
Yeah, as you
fuck
should.
Them.
As you should. And that was just one of the most tragic fucking thing that has ever happened, and I cannot believe that these families not only had to have their children, first grade children, have their lives ripped away from them, but now have to deal with fucking dumbass InfoWars lovers harassing them. Fucking fuck. What? God damn it.
Yeah.
That's so.
You're such a piece of shit.
I hate it.
Yeah, it's awful.
Oh my god. So there you go. That's a really fun, really awesome countdown.
Very fun note to end on.
Yeah, it's almost as good as an MTV best music videos.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just a little different flavor.
A little different spice. I would like to shout out, there's a really good podcast if y'all want to listen to it. It's called Knowledge Fight. And it's obviously a play on InfoWars, and it's these two guys who just go through and debunk every single thing that Alex Jones says. Every single episode of InfoWars, episode of the Alex Jones Show or whatever it is, every article, everything. So I would highly suggest it if you like hearing about how insane Alex Jones is.
It's fun sometimes. I didn't even get into his whole bit about how fluoride in water is turning not only people but also frogs gay.
They're turning the frogs gay.
They're turning the freaking frogs gay.
Yeah. Well, and I think the way that you formatted that was the only way you could have, because of just the sheer amount of content that Alex Jones puts out into the world.
Yeah. I went on to the InfoWars website, and there's just so much shit, and there's a live broadcast at all times. multiple videos,
Yeah.
multiple anything. And I looked up words, like I looked up vaccine and I looked up like gun control and like all this stuff. And like it pulls up like 15 fucking different articles and videos and things about just like him just saying crazy shit about this.
Exactly.
Or him and like the few other participators on InfoWars, reporters on InfoWars.
Yeah. No, and I think like, I don't know too much about like what leads into what, but I feel like Alex Jones really perfected like that constant stream of like propaganda that people on the right, and I think people in general to some degree like to have, like when you're, it's like that confirmation bias, but Alex Jones is providing that for people literally 24/7. Like you are in this loop of like constantly, because like I pretty much consume content all day, pretty much every day myself, and it's like obviously, I try to consume things that are gonna help me be smarter.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's like I guess I get like when you have like a constant stream of what you want to listen to, but he really will just not ever stop talking.
Yep. Like it's like akin to the whole like the YouTube algorithm where it's like you find like one slightly right-wing video and then it's like here's 47 other Steven Crowder videos that are 15 or like 3 hours long each. And now that's all you're listening to. And
exactly.
You
it's
believe that like Hillary Clinton is sucking baby blood in a pizza shop.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like you might watch an Alex Jones video because it's about like gun control, and then you end up believing that the globalists are coming to steal your family and make you communist. You know, like it's.
Oh God.
It's crazy.
Somebody ban this man from the internet, please.
I mean, yeah, he got banned from all the like social media sites.
He literally did.
But I mean, you can't keep him from having a website, unfortunately.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, someone like hack his website or something. Can we get Anonymous on that or something?
Please, Anonymous, if you're listeing, do us a little flavor.
I have heard Anonymous is big fans of the show, of our show. Oh God. Anyway,
person in the Guy Fawkes mask like pops up and he's like, "Everybody listen to remarks."
I hope so. That would be cool.
Yeah, right? Hey, guys.
Hey, Anonymous.
We'll cross promote.
Get on that. Cross promote. Do you want to do a collab? Oh, good. You know what doesn't collab with Anonymous?
Is that the products and services of this podcast?
Correct.
Amazing.
It's ads.
Ads.
We're back. We just smelt some weird liquor.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm intrigued.
When my family moved to across the country, my dad gave me just like a box of all this like alcohol that he had, and I was like, thanks.
Thanks.
And now I'm moving, so I have to get rid of it all, so I'm going through all of it, and it's like there's some weird stuff in there.
We're gonna have to get creative with some cocktails.
Yeah, I have the Mixology app on my
exciting
iPhone.
And why is it like such a dad thing to just like crank a lid on as tightly as humanly possible?
Literally. Like I remember being a kid and like my dad would like put the 2-liter of like soda lids on so tight, and I was like and just trying so hard to open it, and I never could. And maybe it's because I'm just a very weak, frail little gay boy.
Yeah, maybe. There was one time where I like got a Gatorade. We were like on a road trip and I got a Gatorade and I was like, "Dad, will you open this for me?" And he like opens it and then cranks the fucking lid back on tight. And I was like, "Dad, will you open this for me again?"
Open it again
and
now?
And then my mom did the same thing. She was like, "Honey, I got this." Opens it, cranks it back on tight again. And I was like, "I just want to drink my Gatorade.
I just want to take a drink.
Please, I'm so thirsty."
Oh God. Anyway, I'm talking about a guy, a lad, if you will. Yeah. We're talking about Jordan Peterson, good old JB or JP.
JP, Jizzy Pizzlers.
Jizzy Pizzlers. Let's jump into it.
Let's do it.
Dr. Jordan Burnt Peterson is his full name.
Burnt,
B-E-R-N-T. Burnt.
Ew,
yeah,
I hate
kind of
that.
a weird middle name. Is a Canadian professor of psychology and YouTube personality, which is awful that's literally under his like career description. With a bachelor's in political science and a master's degree in psychology. He was born June 12th of 1962 in Edmonton, Canada. So, good old Canuck. He actually taught and did research at Harvard before becoming a full professor at the University of Toronto in 1998, and this was followed by his first book released in 1999 called Maps of Meaning. This book actually isn't too bad. To be honest, it's basically just him using like his like psychology and studies to show why people believe in different things and how human brains construct belief, whether that be religious or supernatural, or even just like general life purpose, you know?
Sure.
So it's just like, it's mainly just like a psychology book, just being like, hey, like different cultures have similar stories. It comes from this. We all have like the psychological need to
Which
like
is cool and interesting.
have hero stories, for instance, is like a big one, like the hero with a 1,000 faces or whatever, things like that. So pretty fine thus far. Nothing too crazy.
I got a bad feeling in the pit of my stomach.
Yeah, it doesn't get better. I'll tell you that.
Oh, good. Okay. Awesome.
It was said that Peterson grew somewhat of a cult following at his time at Harvard, captivating students with his lectures. He was a very charismatic speaker, and people loved listening to him. Shelley Carson, a former PhD student and current professor at Harvard, said that students would actually cry on the last day of class because they couldn't listen to him speak anymore.
Wow.
So, like, kind of weird, I feel like.
That is kind of weird.
You know, and again, maybe it's not that way. I just feel like I have like red flags go off in my brain since cult month whenever people are like
I know
crying when they can't like listen to someone talk, you know?
And like I never went to college, so I don't know what it's like to listen to a professor talk, but I have sat there during last year quarantine when my roommate was doing school online and listened to their lectures, and I was like, I don't know, A, what you're talking about, B, not moved to tears.
Definitely not moved to tears. And it's interesting because, like, I guess I understand to a degree, like, how influential, like, teachers can be. Because, like, I had a teacher when I was in high school. His name was Moritz, was his last name, Mr. Moritz. He was really cool. And I would say that, like, because I took economics from him, and I'd say, like, he was a big reason or like person that like got me kind of started down this like more liberal type road that eventually led to like becoming a leftist. But yeah, so like I get like, you know, teachers can have a big impact on you.
Totally.
I don't know that I would cry when I didn't get to take their class anymore, but like I mean, I get it. Like people can be influential. Like he was a very charismatic teacher as well, you know.
Yeah, but yeah, that does give me just some red flags
weird.
there.
Yeah, weird. As deplorable of a person as Peterson becomes, one thing I do have to give him is that he is not dumb. He's kind of fucking really smart.
Which makes it worse.
Which does make it worse.
Way
like,
worse.
It's not like weird, random, like, you know, rants about the globalists like Alex Jones.
Like Alex Jones is dumb. Like he's a dumbass.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure if Jordan Peterson let the celebrity go to his head or if he's just become like stuck in his conservative views with older age. But I don't think that he's necessarily one of those right-wing people that intentionally obscure facts to, like, own the libs, as they say. Which is also why he's much more dangerous, in my opinion. It's easy to find flaws in the arguments of, like, Ben Shapiro and Alex Jones.
Right.
But because they both have, like, a very aggressive style of debate where they're just, like, throwing out information that is, like
I am right.
Yeah, obviously fake. But with Peterson, I feel like it's much harder because he is so well-spoken and methodical, and he does have, like, he kind of has, like, the weight to back his arguments in the sense that, like, he'll make points that, you know, on the surface sound good. Again, they can be debunked because most right-wing things can be debunked, But like, and he also is like an actual PhD professor of psychology, you know, like,
well, and I think that just like substantiates his claims more.
Exactly.
Like where Alex Jones brings on that fucking Andrew Wakefield guy where he's like, he was like a doctor and this and this and this. And it's like, oh, well, this guy must know what he's talking about.
Exactly. And that's, kind of how Peterson is. But that being said, he has said some terrible things. Phoebe, would you say that using a person's correct pronouns in a place of work or school should be something that is protected by the law?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would also agree with that.
Strongly, yes.
Absolutely. I feel like in those situations, like work and school, like when in a professional environment, that makes sense, right? Like,
right. Yeah.
Again, like, you shouldn't use incorrect pronouns anywhere, like, in my opinion, but like, you know, those places especially, I feel like it's okay to be like, no, you have to respect other people because, again, this is a professional environment.
Right. And it's a bit easier to, like, actually contain things
exactly.
there. Kind of. So, yes, I think that it should be a legally protected thing.
Exactly. In 2016, the Canadian Bill C-16 was proposed to make gender identification a part of the Human Rights Act.
That's
and
cool.
make it possible, make it possible to legally hold workplaces and schools accountable for discrimination and hate crimes against trans folks.
Nice. Good.
In those situations, right? So pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
I would say.
Based stuff.
Kind of a based thing to do, Canada. Jordan Peterson, on the other hand, felt differently about it. He was quoted saying, "I will not be a mouthpiece for language I detest," which is like
pronouns?
A big... Yeah.
You detest using pronouns?
People's correct pronouns, yeah. And I think it's insane, but, you know, he's definitely one of those big, like... the government can't tell me what to say kind of guys, you know, very like free speech oriented, which again, you're a professor at a college.
Right.
You like, if you were to be a professor at a college and like fail a student who has amazing work, right? That would be wrong. And you would probably at least get fired. You could potentially be legally accountable for it. What makes this different? Like, it's a professional environment, right? Like, you should have to use people's correct pronouns. If you want to go back to your house and call them the wrong pronoun,
fine, I guess.
Fine, I guess. You're still a piece of shit and I don't like you, but... Like, again, this is legally, it makes sense that you should have to do this.
Professional place of work that should be, like, a safe and comfortable environment.
That's what I'm saying. But, like, again,
he's an
asshole.
So.
He's just an asshole. Around this time, he began making YouTube videos discussing the bill as well as other conservative talking points. In one famous video, he denies that white privilege exists, as well as a myriad of other bullshit.
Yeah, classic.
Which, again, is just provably not true.
Like literally there's like substantial
we can
proof.
Point to so many things. And I feel like just the idea that like redlining existed should literally deconstruct any like any notion that white privilege doesn't exist. Like,
it's right there.
It's literally right there. Anyway. I'm losing my mind.
I know. We're fucking gonna lose our shit this episode.
Yeah. His career skyrocketed after he got the support of the young white adult dude bro demographic on his YouTube channel. I feel like, you know, everybody listening at home knows exactly who I'm talking about. Like the devil's advocate dude.
Yes.
They love fucking Jordan Peterson and Ben Shapiro because it makes them feel smart, like they can own the libs and they can still hold their bigoted fucking views.
Like, have you seen that guy on TikTok that does like the like nice guy skits?
No, I haven't.
I'll find one for you. But this is the guy where it's like nice guy, you know, where he's like, "Where's my hug?" kind of fucking dude.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, that's gross.
It makes me so uncomfortable.
And that's what's so frustrating about it too. Is like, I just feel like you and I both, like, we put in a lot of work to making a podcast that has accurate information.
Exactly.
We, like, know our shit. Like, we try to be very smart and present things, like, in a responsible way.
Yes. And, like, if I am saying something that I don't fully know to be true, I will say that.
Exactly. And I just feel like with a lot of these, the Ben Shapiros, even the Alex Joneses, the Jordan Petersons, like, they just... they like view themselves, like their opinions are like what make them smart, and it's like you just have opinions, right? Like like I have opinions the same way. It's just like I've looked up the facts to back up mine, and yours are bullshit. Like it's stupid. Yeah. Anyway, so he got the Dude Bro demographic on his YouTube channel, and he began doing multiple lectures, TV programs, and essays, and has been cited over 8,000 times as of 2017.
Good Lord.
So, and again, I don't know if all of those necessarily are like right-wing things, because again, he does do work with like psychology and stuff.
Yeah.
He's a professor of psychology, so there's other things that they would cite him for. Again, he is like a PhD. He's a doctor at what he does, you know.
Yeah.
Random fact that is a little bit of a callback to one of our old episodes, but I read in an article that PewDiePie was a big fan of Jordan Peterson.
That checks out.
I was like, of course he is.
That's the type of guy.
He's
like
literally
the PewDiePie type.
The archetype, is the PewDiePie guy.
God damn it, PewDiePie.
Oh God, yeah. Love it. Good. This brings us to another key point of what Jordan Peterson is, and that is a misogynist. His 2018 book, so his next book came out in 2018, titled 12 Rules for Life. So kind of a big break in his books there, but yeah. In this book, he attempts to help the reader deal with the chaos of life, and in his definition of chaos, teaches the humble reader that women represent chaos and men represent order in Western civilization.
Okay, yeah. That's true.
That's what we've always said on the podcast, right? Is like you're the chaos.
Women are hysterical and men are,
reasonable and should
thinkers.
never be questioned. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Oh God, I don't know. I feel like I'm definitely not the pillar of order on this podcast, so I'm always sounding us off the rails. But yeah, so that's what he believes. He's expressed that feminism and other progressive movements don't respect the way that society was set up, which is like kind of the point.
Right. Yeah.
like
no, they don't, because
that's like why they don't.
The way it's set up is bad.
It's because it's
Jordan.
stupid. Yeah. And like, has that whole fear that like, oh, well, men aren't being men these days, the soy boys, as they say, which, I'm in society made me a little girly man, as they say. I
like the girly men.
I like them too.
I want more.
I think they're way more fun. So much more fun to be around. Absolutely. But yeah, so he doesn't like feminism, and he did say in an interview that biological differences between men and women make their temperament different, and forcing equality on different temperaments is bad. So equality is bad, and he also did a world tour for his book in 2016, which kind of had him leaning into his internet stardom. Mm-hmm. So yeah, very, very stupid.
Yeah.
Like he does that thing where he's like, yeah, I don't think that men and women are equal, but I do think that like everybody deserves opportunity. It's like, so you want everybody to be equal.
Yeah.
That's
what it is.
It's one or the other, my man.
Jordan.
Like Peterson.
Yeah.
Which
literally like the whole men and women having that's not true.
It's not true.
Like it's very not true.
There's so much evidence against that. Like
I feel like I am a very like aggressive person, and that's like, you would say it's like a male quality or whatever, but I am a woman, so
I'm extremely not aggressive.
Like, pretty docile person.
Very docile. I do not want to get in a fight. But yeah, so kind of.
So if anybody's gonna try and beat up Tayler, you're going through me first.
Absolutely, I will call Phoebe instantly. Like, if you corner me in a back alleyway, be like, "Mom, come
phone a friend."
Yeah, can you come pick me up?
I'm scared.
Yeah. So in Phoebe fashion, I thought I would read my top 3 Jordan Peterson quotes.
Love it.
Yeah. So number 1, the idea. This is a quote of Jordan Peterson. Okay. The idea that women were oppressed throughout history is an appalling theory. That's the quote. Which, like, excuse me. Pardon me.
Jordan, we weren't allowed to wear pants for like 50 years.
For so long. Yeah, what? Excuse me? Like,
It's appalling.
It's appalling, apparently. This witch trials, like the whole idea of the like modern conception of what a witch is, that's all sexism. Like, what are you talking about?
Tried to get into the workforce and everybody freaked out.
What are you talking about? It's, oh my God, it's insane.
Remember when we weren't allowed to read? Remember when we weren't allowed to go to school to learn things? Remember that?
Do you remember all those things? Like, and again, like, this man has a PhD. I just can't.
Yeah.
And again, this is just like an out of context quote.
Sure.
Maybe he does something, but I just can't see how.
It's like it would make sense. Read some history, man. It's there.
Read a little bit.
Like
a smidge.
One article.
One.
Look up, are women oppressed? And read one article.
Cool. Are women oppressed? Oh, God. Next quote. Abortion is clearly wrong. That's the quote. That's the whole quote. Clearly. Obviously, right? Like, that one was, I just don't.
It's just like, period, you know?
Yeah, like
there's nothing. He doesn't say anything, just clearly it's wrong.
Like, no evidence to, like, what are you gonna, any moral reasoning? Like, what is, it's just wrong.
Just clearly wrong.
Clearly, yeah.
And if you don't see that, you're dumb.
You're stupid. And lastly, it's a small percentage of people who do the 80-hour-a-week high-powered career thing, and they're almost all men. Why? Well, men are driven by socioeconomic status more than women. Because, Phoebe, I don't know if you knew this, women don't want money.
Right. No, I certainly don't.
No, yeah.
I want to be poor my whole life.
It's true. Yeah, women aren't driven to succeed, is what Mr. Peterson, Dr. Peterson, pardon me, is saying here. I don't want to be successful.
Professor Dr. Peterson.
Mr. Dr. Sir Peterson, yeah.
Oh my God. And the clear answer is, because they don't fucking hire us because of you, Jordan, because of people like you.
Yep.
Oh God.
It's
so funny.
It's insane.
It's funny in a way that's, you know.
Again, you have to laugh so you don't cry.
Laughing through the pain of it all. Oh man.
I thought you'd like all those.
Yeah, that's great.
Now, while I think there's no doubt that Dr. Peterson is helping maintain an oppressive structure towards women, I don't know that I would call him an incel per se, like the full involuntary celibate.
Sure.
I think he holds similar beliefs with incels about feminism and the traditional gender roles, which is why incels like him so much.
Right.
Incels love this guy, as I'm sure you can imagine.
I'm sure they do, yeah.
Especially because, like, he's as successful as he is and spouts this kind of like bullshit. Like, he's not like a fringe weirdo being like he's like Jordan Peterson.
Yeah,
you know?
Like he's like doing well for himself.
Exactly, yeah.
And so they're like, look, sexist beliefs make you successful.
Exactly. But I don't think he's quite as extreme as incels are. He's more akin to like Christian conservatism.
Sure.
But without like the religion part of it.
Yeah.
Which so he uses like his own psychological studies and and like his beliefs on culture to like explain why women should be more submissive versus like a Christian conservative type who would be like, oh, it's because God the Bible says. Yeah.
Which again, this is like exactly the like devil's advocate in your fucking like philosophy class type of guy.
God, yeah. Oh my God, yeah. So many arguments. In my like political sciences class when I was in high school, dude. Oh my God. I feel like I may have told this to people privately, but like me and this kid, there was like this 30-minute argument we had in the middle of class about like raising the minimum wage, and I was like, yeah, we should raise the minimum wage, and he was like, no, and we got in this big argument, and like eventually the teacher was just like, we need to move on.
Yeah.
Like, y'all are. It was just like we were just arguing, and I was like, I hate this.
So infuriating.
Yeah, it was bad. But anyway, but moving on. As you can imagine, our boy JP Jordan has gotten the attention of quite a few individuals. He currently has 4.41 million subscribers on YouTube.
Nice.
He's currently doing a speaking tour, which actually comes to Salt Lake on March 17th. So listeners, comment below if you want Phoebe and I to go and report live from the Jordan Peterson.
Infiltrate the fucking Jordan Peterson thing.
We want us to go report live from the Jordan Peterson show.
Oh my God.
That'd be so funny.
Yes. I would have to get like a wig.
Yeah,
so I feel like
sure.
Green hair, the whole like that meme of like, of course you have blue hair and pronouns. Like I feel like they would kick me out right away.
Oh no, I don't know. Yeah, I'd be very funny and I like looked it up too. I think tickets are. I looked up for 2 tickets. I think it's like $59 for 2 tickets.
That's kind of surprising.
It's kind of cheap. Yeah.
Huh.
So again,
comment
down below if you want us to go report live from the Jordan Peterson show.
Oh my God.
We'll go to it. We'll make like a bonus episode about it.
Yes. Also, maybe I need like a man disguise.
Yeah, like a fake mustache. Yeah.
Just a really bad one.
Yeah, like
that it's like so
one.
obvious.
Like sunglasses.
Just like the like eyeballs on the glasses with a mustache underneath.
Exactly. That's it. We got it. So Peterson is an avid critic of authoritarianism and, weird fact, collects communist propaganda that is hung up all around his house.
What?
So he can, and I quote, feel their slavery. And I guess it inspires him to fight against communism. Or,
dude,
as he would call it, like cultural Marxism, like the idea that culture is becoming Marxist and blah, blah, blah.
Which I wish.
Please.
That would be fun.
I would love that.
That's unhinged.
Yeah, it's weird.
That would be like if I put like weird like fascist stuff all over my house because it's like it's inspiring me
like
or whatever.
Nazi like flags everywhere. Yeah, like what the
fuck? I'm like, no, this doesn't reflect my beliefs. This is to inspire me to have the opposite beliefs.
Yeah, exactly. It's weird. It's
That's
just
a
weird.
thing
like
to do.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm glad. I was like, this is weird.
What a
like,
fucking weird guy.
I don't know. And like, it's one thing. I feel like if I was to come into possession of like a Nazi thing, I would give it to a museum, so you can preserve it.
Right.
I wouldn't hang it up in my own personal house. No, I don't. Like, why would I? That's bad.
Yeah,
you shouldn't do that. Yeah,
it's like just bad juju alone. Like step one is just like it's bad juju.
It's just
like
weird. Yeah. Okay. Glad everybody. We're all in agreement to that. Moonshine, you think that's weird too? Yeah, she does.
She purred.
She purred. Anyway, again, I wouldn't necessarily call Peterson a fascist, but I do think it's funny how a lot of fascists like his ideas about social structure and progressivism.
It's just funny how that works.
I just think it's funny how your entire following is fascist.
It's kind of cute, kind of quirky.
Yeah, like if you're attracting Nazis,
like
maybe you should look at your karma, I guess.
Like think about what you're saying.
Yeah,
a little bit. Like Trump, where he's like, I'm not a Nazi, I'm not a fascist. And it's like, sure, maybe look at every single person who likes what you have to say, though. I don't know.
Exactly. Maybe why is it so appealing to them?
Why is the KKK such big fans of you?
Exactly. Another awful thing Peterson has stated out loud for people to hear him was when a Alec Minasian, I don't give a fuck about his last name. He drove a car and killed 10 people on April 23rd, 2018. Directly stated that he was an incel and did it because of the rejection he felt from women.
Yep.
Peterson followed up this event by saying, and this is a quote from the New York Times, I believe, he was angry at God because women were rejecting him, Peterson told the Times, Nellie Bowles. Minasian was a self-proclaimed involuntary celibate or incel, and Peterson added that the cure for male-perpetuated violence is enforced monogamy.
Nope.
That's actually that's actually why monogamy emerges, is what he said.
Nope.
Nope, I don't think so.
Not sure about that one, Chief.
Yeah, probably not. Probably, and again, how are you going to say that you're against authoritarianism and then go and say that you think people should be forced into monogamy?
Yep.
Oh, no, you're not against authoritarianism. You just hate women.
Yeah.
You just hate that women can have autonomy over their bodies.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You're insane.
Yeah.
You're fucking unhinged.
Which really what he's saying is women should be forced to have sex with men so they don't kill people.
Exactly, because men just, they get wild when women won't sleep with them. And it's all the women's fault because everyone should want to sleep with their gross, unshowered ass. Like, fucking Jesus Christ. Like, yeah, it's bad. So yeah, quite frankly, the most insane shit I think I've ever heard in my entire life. And totally against, again, everything he says he believes.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. It's just so crazy. So I think that kind of mostly paints the picture of kind of the right-wing shit that Jordan is peddling.
Totally.
Just to finish up, here's a few notes of things that I thought were interesting.
Okay.
Jordan Peterson's daughter, Michaela
good.
Peterson.
He has a daughter.
He's got a daughter
awesome.
and a son, I believe.
Yikes.
Also, okay, her name is spelled Michaela.
Okay.
Michalia. So pretty dumb, right?
Yeah. I don't love
not
that.
a fan? Yeah.
No.
Okay. That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
Anyway, she
It's kind of some like Utah ass spelling.
it is kind of Utah spelling, yeah. So she shared her story of overcoming many medical issues as a child into her early adulthood, and states that the best fix for her was changing her diet. Pop quiz, Phoebe.
Okay.
What does Michaela's miracle diet consist of?
Oh boy.
A, fruits and vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
B, watermelon and peanuts. Or C, beef and salt.
I have a bad feeling that it's beef and salt.
It is beef and salt.
Oh, okay.
Nothing but beef as well as salt.
Notoriously extremely healthy, very good for you, known to cure many illnesses.
I just can't imagine eating only beef and salt. That sounds like miserable. That sounds like the worst
I feel like you
life
would just
you
be
could live.
thirsty all the time.
Oh, you'd be so thirsty. Like,
and you would just never poop.
You'd never poop, and like, people don't realize, like, bread, fruits and vegetables, like that shit fucks. Like, like even if you aren't like a vegan like me or Phoebe, like, it's good. You like those things.
It's yummy and nice,
and it complements other food.
Sure, like you can have your beef, but like have some like broccoli with it,
that's
or
what
like
I'm saying.
rice
like,
or something.
Something, but like
not
just
salted beef.
And
it's
salt.
just she just eats beef jerky. That's
It's
it.
insane.
She's like, I'm doing great now.
I'm so skinny. Yeah, it's like, oh my god. She got her father on this unhealthy diet, and I don't think that that's like what caused his recent illness, but I don't think that was like helpful either, because diet has a big part on mental health and everything. In February of 2020, Jordan Peterson spent 8 days in a medically induced coma after abusing anxiety medication and suffering from a movement disorder that caused him not to be able to be still from his anxiety and things like that. I don't think the specifics are too important, but he was struggling with mental illness and began abusing prescription drugs. And again, I think diet has a big part of mental health and things like that.
Yeah, totally.
In 2021, Peterson released a new book called Beyond Order, 12 More Rules for Life, which again seems to be more of kind of the same things.
Yeah.
He's like almost a self-help author at this point.
Right,
but like,
exactly.
with just more like letters in front of his name.
The self-help is just like helping you hate women.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's why he's definitely kind of like a men going, like a MGTOW
Totally.
Because, yeah, like a... Don't worry what that women don't want to sleep with you. You just need to walk with your shoulders straight and blaze your own path or whatever. It's like, okay. Anyway, now one quite interesting thing to wrap it all up is the topic of comic books.
Okay.
Weird introduction.
Yeah.
Captain America, number 28, featuring the villain Red Skull, which was originally a Nazi agent for Hitler.
Right.
That would go toe-to-toe with the good old Captain. In this issue of Red Skull, though, or in this issue of Captain America, Red Skull is portrayed as a parody of Jordan Peterson, spouting out similar quips about order and chaos. Jordan Peterson replied to the comic, noting how insane that was, basically. But let me read a excerpt of it for you.
Please do. Wow, that's funny.
It's very funny. Let's find it here. All right, so this is the Red Skull talking in this issue of the comic. What has happened to the men of the world is truly one of the greatest tragedies of our time. Once the American man was a conqueror. Now he is but a caretaker. Again, Red Skull. And a caretaker of what he stands for, some amorphous dream. Oh, and a caretaker of what? ? He stands for some amorphous dream. A dream of nothing. And then it cuts to Captain America being punched in the face or something. But what I offer you is more than just some petty dream, more than a life of tending the hearth. No more shall women be summoned to fight your battles. I offer steel for your spine and iron for your gut.
Oh my God.
I offer you the sword of manhood. And
wow.
Yeah.
You want to give me your sword of manhood?
It's kind of, yeah, it's a little gay, Red Skull. But yeah, no, it's just insane. And like, I guess I agree that it is insane, but like, I think it's fucking hilarious, actually.
Funny. It's just funny that like he made such an impression that somebody was like, oh, this guy who's actually like weird Nazi villain for Hitler, let's make him Jordan Peterson because it's basically the same thing.
Exactly. And then I do encourage all the listeners at home to at least look up at least a little clip of Jordan Peterson talking so you can hear how he literally sounds like Kermit the Frog.
What?
And it's awful.
Oh my God.
I'm not joking. I'll show you after. But
I can't wait.
Please go and look it up. It's unhinged, actually. He sounds like Kermit the Frog. And I had to listen to videos of him and Ben Shapiro both talking. And it was the most annoying voices I've ever heard in my entire life. I hate it. I hate it every
That
moment
just
of
like
it.
makes it even funnier that people were like crying after class was over because they didn't get to hear him talk anymore. And it's like, you just listened to Kermit lecture for like 2 hours.
You just listen to the fucking Muppet Frog. Oh my God. And that's the story of our boy, JP.
Wow. What a lad. What a guy.
What a guy. Oh, let's wrap this up.
Let's wrap it up. Life must be so interesting as like an alt-right person.
I don't know.
Like it's like I want to be in that brain for like a day just to like understand how you come up with these ideas.
Just like follow them around,
immediately.
Then get the fuck out of there, yeah. No, it's weird and again, it's interesting like the different levels too, because again, like Jordan Peterson, I'd say is like very, very intellectual level, like PhD, psychology kind of guy, and then Alex Jones is like full whack job, end of the like fringest group of fringe.
Exactly.
So, it's insane.
It is insane. Well,
anyway, where could I, a humble listener, follow this amazing podcast?
Well, if you want to look at pictures pertaining to these episodes, you can find us on Instagram.com at Remarks Podcast. And you can also find us on TikTok if you like short little videos of the same name, at Remarks Podcast.
Weird. I run the Twitter account, which is at RemarksPod on twitter.com. And also, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts if you'd like.
Please
leave us a 5-star review, again. Pretty please.
We are once again asking.
I'm begging you.
On my knees right now.
I have a YouTube channel called The Lefty Agenda. You can check out some podcasts for your eyes, which are videos. And let's do a little shout-out skis of our patrons, our new Patreon, which you can also follow.
Yeah. Check out our Patreon. It is $5 a month. We're recording a bonus episode as soon as we're done here.
Mm-hmm. You get bonus episodes, you get your name shouted out, and you get a ad-free episode. Yep. And again, we don't have too many ads yet, but still. You get to listen to it without the ad.
And you get a little virtual kiss on the cheek from us.
That's very true. Let's popcorn these bad boys. I'd like to thank Jameson Cherry.
I'd like to thank Emily Doran.
And I would like to thank Justin Vass.
Aw, Taylor wants to give Justin Vass a really special thank you.
Very special thank you to Justin Vass for being very sexy. And yeah, honestly, it's just very heartwarming that some people like our podcast.
Thank you guys so much.
And even though they're all pretty much our friends,
still, it means
it means a lot.
To me,
yeah,
actually.
It actually is amazing that they would
I love you all.
pay money to hear us talk more.
Like a magical thing that's happened in my life.
It's amazing.
Let's get emotional about it.
Let's cry a little bit. Anyway,
thanks for listening.
Okay, love you. Bye.